Oh, hello, everybody. It's late. I can't sleep, so I'm just gonna be cruising around with my thoughts, I guess, and eating some jackfruit. Mm. Did you know that jackfruit at least this is what I was always told growing up. Jackfruit is what the Vietnamese people brought with them, or at least it's already in the jungles, right? And the American military brought MREs into the jungle, but the MREs are big and you have to resupply them. Supposedly, again, this is just what I was told about jackfruit. Is that I was told that the Vietnamese, the Viet Congs, right? They had jackfruit, and I guess, they would bring these jackfruit, like the fruit into the jungle with them, and this is what they ate as their MREs. Supposedly, it has all the nutrition you need. I just like to eat it. I like the taste. The other thing that's funny is that I brought some jackfruit for my friend, and he's like a white guy, and I was like, "Oh, you had some jackfruit?" And he was like, "Oh no." Well, actually, no. His wife was there, and he was like, "Yeah, I've had jackfruit." Um, I guess she went vegan for a while, and she ate a whole bunch of jackfruit, uh, like random jackfruit things. And so when they think about jackfruit, they think about vegan stuff. So it's like, oh no, try it out. All right, what random problem can we solve right now? What's going on in the world? We haven't done this in a while. I'm getting rusty. Oh, I know. Earlier in the week, what was it? Was it this week or last week? The WNBA, they had their all-star game, right? And they wore those shirts that pay us what we owe us. Was it's let me see if I could bring it up. It's like, what was the shirt? What did it say on the shirts? The WNBA shirts. It was like, pay us what you owe us, or something, or pay. I had it earlier. Let me find it. Here we go. Here we go. Let me pull up a screenshot of this. All right, they had these. Here we go. All right, they had the pay us what you owe us shirts on, and supposedly some of the players didn't even know this was a thing, was happening. And I don't know what to think about it, because I wonder, do these players um are not online? Because anytime I see anything that has to do with the WNBA and how much pay they get, because when I'm scrolling through social media, right, I see it all the time. It says like, what was it? It's like Caitlin Clark, a rookie contract, $100,000, and then it'll compare it to like, I don't know, a bench player from the Warriors or whatever, and they'll make like $1 million or whatever, and they're like, see, this is a all-star caliber player, and they'll make like $80,000. And it was the other one that I see a lot online. It's Angel Reese. Oh, Angel Reese, contract, WNBA contract. She only makes, was it like $80,000, and her expenses are is $90,000. She doesn't even make enough money to live off of this WNBA contract or whatever. Okay, and I get sucked into this every single time, and I try not to, because I know, the minute I see any of these posts online, was it like either on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, about the pay of the WNBA players, without fail, if you go into the comment section, it'll literally say stuff like, if they pay you what they owe you, they'll be out of business or whatever, because the WNBA is losing millions of dollars, right? And when I saw those shirts, I was thinking the same thing, that where but the WNBA even get the money to pay them, supposedly what they owe them, because most of the money for any of these sports teams comes from, viewership and stuff. And, WNBA just doesn't carry a lot of viewerships, or it's just not popular. I don't know. I've, you know what? To be completely honest, I've been into a lot of like the fantasy stuff, like whatever whatever app that they have out there right now. And I've been getting into WNBA because they have the props and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, so like I'm starting to understand these players and whatnot. I think I had this discussion with a friend of mine about esports, and I was telling them that esports is 100% run by sports gambling. Like es- esports would not exist without sports gambling. It's not possible. I don't know if you guys are like into that space at all, but like Counter Strike is still a very big game. And if you're old like me, and I played Counter Strike when it wasn't even its own game yet. It was a mod from a game. Also, um, I don't even know they still have Half Life, but it was a mod from the original Half Life, and then it just took off, became a life of its own. I played the first iteration of Counter Strike way back when, right? And the game just grew and grew and grew, and then they came out with CS:GO, right? And CS:GO is old as hell. It's, I don't know, like 30, 20 something years old, and it's still played to today because of esports gambling. Because the thing about CS:GO is that it is a very like you know what you're going to expect in a game, so it's easier for like sports gambling like people or companies or whatever to kind of make props on it and whatnot, because they're, like there's stats and there's lines and you can follow it along. So I was telling my friend that if a game doesn't develop some sort of sports gambling like following, the game dies. It's like within a year or two. Within a year or two. Yeah, and I was telling him, like, think about the games that are very old and are still around now. Dota is still around. League of Legends is still a thing because of esports gambling. If you go online, they have esports gambling for League of Legends. And League of Legends is also an ancient, ancient game that a lot of us played. A lot of people played it, but I don't know if anyone still plays it, right? But it has a esports component to it. I'm sorry, a esports gambling component to it, and that's how it survives. I don't even know how we got into this tangent. Oh, I'll finish up with this real quick. There was a game, what was it Overwatch? There was a game. Overwatch was one of the biggest games, right? And everyone played it. Think about all your streamers, they played it. Some of the big names in streaming are still around because of Overwatch, or they blew up from Overwatch. People know them from Overwatch, and they just migrated to different games. What's his name? XQC. He was an Overwatch player, Um, anyways, Overwatch is not around anymore, or it is around, but it's dead. And why is that? Because they couldn't develop the they couldn't develop the sports gambling aspect of the game. That's what I'm saying. If a game doesn't have a sports gambling aspect, or at least an ability for one of those companies, I don't know, like a Prize Picks or DraftKings or whatever, for them to come in and make props or whatever on the game, if they can't do it, it's done. Okay, so I don't know how it got there, but let's go back to the talking about the WNBA real quick. Okay, let's see, how are we gonna solve this WNBA problem? I don't know. When I think about the WNBA problem, the money problem, right? People just don't watch it. For some reason, I think about the soccer thing, because if you go into the comments, like I was saying earlier, if you go into any of the comments when you see the posts about WNBA salaries, right? They always say like, "Oh, the NBA." Oh, yeah, that's the argument. The NBA is basically supporting you. How could why would they pay you more when they're losing money? And well, they are already like the NBA treats the WNBA like it's a charity case, right? Because they fund, it's like a, here you go, here's some change for you ladies to go play to bounce the ball, that's always anytime you see one of those posts is what is it? It's like Caitlin Clark, rookie contract, only makes $100,000 salary compared to, I don't know, third bench player DeMar Rosen, right? And it'll be like he makes $1 million and he's a bench player, and Caitlin Clark's an all-star caliber WNBA player. She'll make her contract is only 100,000. Um, when I see that argument, for some reason I think about soccer, American soccer, football, for your out of staters. Let me double check this because I remember that American soccer is something similar, actually. Let me look this up. But the women support the men's soccer. Let me look this up. Women's U.S. Sorry, I gotta clear that up. U.S. soccer organization support and fund the men's. That's what we want to know. That's what let's see. Okay, no, they don't. Equal pay framework. Okay. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. I remember something about this though. Women's soccer salary compared to men. Oh, I'm like I'm so off on this. Dang, I don't know. I guess I'm wrong. Because I remember reading somewhere. I mean, maybe someone that knows more about American soccer. I remember reading somewhere that the women's soccer makes way more than the men's soccer, but I just did a quick Google search and it didn't pop up. But I remember this. It's gonna drive me crazy. The next time you guys see me, I'm gonna look into this. I remember something about the women's soccer teams getting paid way more than the men's soccer team, and now it's bothering me that because that's in the back of my mind when I think about this. You ever get that feeling where you you know something, and like something that is like a core belief of yours, and later it gets shattered? That's what I'm thinking about now when I think about this women's football situation here. But okay. We're getting off topic. How are we going to solve the pay problem with the WNBA? I don't even know how we got here. It's just the first thing that popped up in my mind. If someone else has something better that we could be talking about, we could definitely be talking about that. I saw Shaquille O'Neal said that they should lower the rim, so the ladies can dunk. That's a that's a thing. Or ladies, step up your game and learn to dunk. Oh, why can't the ladies dunk? Like, ladies have super strong legs. Like, if you ever gone to the gym and tried to use a leg machine after a lady uses it, it's like literally one of the most embarrassing things that can happen to you. Um, I literally try my hardest to like, cause you got to do leg day. Don't skip leg day. But I try my best not to get super embarrassed on leg day. Where I'm like, especially if you see like what is the leg press machine. Like the ladies, they'll put on like 80,000 pounds on there, like to the bottom, and then I try not to be the next guy. My friend, what he does is he comes down to the machine, he sees whatever the weight is, right after he lets whatever lady uses the leg press machine, whatever, he sees whatever the weight is. I'm talking about the one that's the actual machine where you can adjust the weight and it goes down to like what, 200 something pounds. And then there are ladies that will max it at 200, right? Whatever. So he'll do whatever his leg press, whatever he can do. And then right before he leaves, he puts it back. He's like, it's at 200. He'll move it to like 150. And then he'll do his set or whatever. And then he puts it back to 200 and he leaves, like, I mean, technically you could do that with all the machines, all those cable type machines. Oh, okay, okay. Again, getting off topic. So that's what Shaquille O'Neal said. Lower the rim. He said if you lower the rim by like a foot, he said a foot. 2 feet. He said 2 feet would be too crazy, but about a foot. If you lower the rim by a foot, maybe they could start dunking. Then they could start making highlight clips of WNBA players, I guess, dunking. Um, yeah, I guess. I think what the WNBA is missing um, is a collection of players that have they if they can't dunk, they need a Steph Curry, right? And I guess Caitlin Clark is their version so far. We'll see. It's still very early of their version of Steph Curry, but she doesn't. I don't know. To me, she doesn't seem that likable. I don't. Is it just me? I don't know. Caitlin Clark doesn't seem that likable to me. I think it's because I'll say it. Just at least in physical appeal, no, no, and I think maybe that's why she's not. I don't know if this is like a superficial thing to say, but personally, I just feel like she's not like a pleasing to look at play basketball. So I think that's what. Okay, this is what the WNBA really needs. The WNBA needs like a real hottie body to get really good and make it big. And it's very hard. It's very hard. Because to make it to that level and to have all the skills necessary, it's like they still need their super unicorn. They need a person that's completely very marketable. They haven't. I don't feel like the WNBA has a lady that's very marketable that everyone can get behind and be like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She'd. It's just hard because Nobody cares what guys look like. You could look like, the guy could look like a slob, but if he could play good, then you just get like the fall guys and like, whatever, right? But ladies care about what ladies look like, and guys like to look at pleasing ladies. It's just fact. And I don't know. I just don't. They they need a superstar, and I don't. They're I think they're forcing Caitlin Clark to be that superstar. I don't feel like she's that. Yeah, they just need someone that'll get them a lot of highlight clips. I don't know if the dunking, like Shaq's idea would, if they just lower the rim a little bit so they can dunk. Because that's actually not that crazy of an idea. There are a lot of sports that altered the game a little bit for women. And I mean, the WNBA, I think that don't they already, isn't their ball a little bit lighter than the men's ball, right? Is their ball different? Let's look that up because I don't even know that. Is the basketball in the WNBA different? Okay, yes, it's slightly different. It's smaller and lays. Yeah, it's smaller and weighs less. Okay, see, they're already altering the equipment in the game a little bit already. There's no difference than to lower the rim a little bit. Like there are a lot of other sports that do some sort of modification for the ladies to play to make it interesting. So I could totally see that would totally work. If they just lowered the rim of the WNBA, maybe people will watch more. But I don't know. Do you think that's because I feel like that's such a superficial, I think, fix to just lower the rim. It doesn't. I don't feel like it changes it that much. I mean, I guess for that first year when if they do it, maybe everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, let's see what the dunks look like." But I think after the second year, it's gonna die back down. They need like a Steph Curry type player. If they're not gonna lower the rim for dunking, they need a Steph Curry type player, or like a Kyrie type player that's got insane handles that can get highlight clips of, like Kyrie. If you ever see Kyrie get someone into his dribble cycle, that's an amazing thing to see. And I don't see those kind of clips coming from the WNBA. But then again, it's kind of hard to say because the clips that come from the WNBA are like what is it? They're like Angel Reese me bound clips. Oh my god, you can't even say me bounds anymore. She trademarked that, so it's mostly clips of that of Angel Reese shooting the ball, getting her own rebound. Can't say the other word. She trademarked it. Sorry, you know they need they need like thank you Denzel, thank you so much. uh it's late, who knows. I don't know where you're at, but over here it's like well, I'm at midnight. I'm in the West Coast. So some of you guys are out there in the East Coast. Whoa, my gosh. Oh, okay. What else is going on in the world? What else can we fix, or at least talk about? The Maxwell situation. The Ghislaine Maxwell. Um, no, I don't know. There's some updates today I thought was pretty interesting. That they gave her limited. What was it? Oh my gosh. The- you gotta go to sleep, bro. Like sleep is very important. I just had a I started like I wouldn't say a friend, acquaintance, 50-year-old doctor, works out all day. Last week just had a heart attack on the tennis court. Out, down and out. And that's crazy. Well, like that's actually a very interesting thing. It's like the Ghislaine just dropped over 100 names. Okay, let's go back to the Maxwell thing. I This story with with Ghislaine, Trump, Epstein is like it's like the most fascinating thing to me because I was saying this earlier. Literally, none of us will be talking about this right now if Trump was just normal about the whole situation. Like, there was there were so many like mess ups along this whole journey that I don't even know how we got here. I think that's what the thing I'm thinking about this Maxwell thing, this Epstein thing. Like literally, this was a problem that literally did not need to happen because literally nobody was talking about this until they released that memo saying that the nothing to see here memo that came out. Literally, was that necessary? Right? Yeah, like give me no, seriously, Denzel, like that's literally what this feels like. It's like we're going back in time, and we're learning about a different time period. You know, it's like today I saw like today Trump was saying like Bill Clinton, like no one's talking about Bill. And I saw this thing that are saying like, yeah, no one's talking about Bill because Bill was normal about this. Like he's just saying like, oh yeah, I knew Epstein, and you know, I knew the Trump's thing was saying that basically he doesn't even know who this guy is like the most craziest argument ever, where it's like, dude, there's like a billion pictures of you with this guy. How can you say that you don't even know who, like, because you ever see Trump? He's like, that Epstein guy. He's like, Epstein called you his best friend. I feel okay. This is my take on this whole Trump Epstein situation. And I'm just thinking that deep down, right? I think Trump actually misses Epstein. Jeffrey. He calls him Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Uh, because like they were best buds for many years, right? What was it, like 10 years, their relationship, somewhere around there? And you see the clips of them together. I get jealous of I get jealous of seeing how Epstein is with Trump, because I'm like, dude, when's the last time I hung out with my like buddy and we just kicked it like that? Because there's that clip of what the whisper one where he's like, he leans over, he's like, "Yo, man, that girl over there's real hot. I think I can get her before you." Like it's something like that. And like he like bends over laughing, like, oh, I'm jealous of their friendship. All right, Denzel, what we were talking about? Everyone wants to talk about the island. What's the New Mexico place? That's crazy. Oh, okay, yeah. That I think the New Mexico is it New Mexico? That's the place where they do the real crazy stuff. If I remember correctly from watching whatever documentaries, that's like their that's like the hub. The island's just for show. The island's like where they do like high profile people go to the island. The the New Mexico place is like a dive bar. You know what I mean? Like it's straight to business. We're gonna get going at a dive bar. Like you go, like that's the New Mexico place. If you go to the okay, everyone's talking about the island flight logs. Like Denzel, you bring up a very good point. Everyone brings up the island flight logs, right? But the islands, it's for like scientists, political people, whatever, right? If there's a log of people that go to the New Mexico place, because there's nothing fancy about the New Mexico place. The New Mexico place, if remember seeing the pictures, it's like a compound in the middle of the desert on a mountaintop, I believe. While I'm talking, I'll find the picture so I can show you guys. New Mexico. Okay, if I remember correctly, it's like a compound. Here, let me post it back up. Yeah, it's like a compound on a mountaintop, if I remember correctly. The New Mexico place is the place you go where you want to do the crazy stuff. Let's pull up the New Mexico place. This is what the New Mexico place looks like. I guess there's more green around it than I expected, but I mean, the this little circle thing is actually kind of freaking me out. I don't know. Is that a helicopter pad up there? Like, what is that? That's where you summon Satan. You seen the South Park episode? That's where Satan came from. He came from that hole right there, and he, I don't know. That that thing looks crazy, but yeah, like this is where you go, and it's straight business. It's a scary place. Look at this driveway into this carport here. Just imagine going through these doors, and once you're through those doors, you know, it's over, dude. This is the dive bar, like dingy, dingy, dingy place for those kind of people that like that kind of stuff. Because this is literally in the middle of nowhere. And think about this, okay? The island, they have staff, like an island. To have an island, right? You need to have boat people, you need to have landscapers that come to the island. You need all kinds of people. And don't get me wrong, a property like this in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, right? You need landscapers, you need all those kind of people too. But those people don't need to come all the time. This place could be completely empty for a very long time. And a lot of crazy stuff could happen here. The island, you know, there's people around. And because, like you can't operate an island by yourself. You need to have people coming in and out doing all kinds of island stuff. This place is just a house. As long as it has walls, it will work. You know what I mean? So yeah, this place you could be locked in here for forever. I don't know. That's scary. All right, what we got going on, Denzel? Don't forget who gave him that property. Send me a PO box. I'm gonna send you the list. Okay, here's the thing about the Epstein thing. Also, that bugs me is that you know what they could easily do is release his client list. Is there a client list out there? Because if correct me if I'm wrong, he is a mathematician, and supposedly I guess he's the greatest accountant of all time. Like, the, there's no reason to be like hanging out with him. Like, I don't know. He's like the greatest accountant of all time. Apparently, he's up there with Nancy Pelosi as the greatest stockbroker of all time. Like, I don't even know what to say because like that's crazy. Like, what was it? The Victoria's Secret guy gave him a penthouse or super house, whatever, in New York. It's like the most expensive property in New York or something of that nature. Like, just because. And then the other thing that was very sketchy about the Victoria's Secret guy is that he gave Epstein power of attorney, and that's very unusual. And the thing is, like, what was it? Lex Wessner, the Victoria's Secret guy, he's still around. And nobody really like talks about him because I feel like he knows more than he has to know more. Like he's the one that everyone says that gave Epstein his upstart, you know? Um like I'm surprised no one talks to him about him a little more. I'm curious about the Victoria's Secret guy. He gave Epstein like power of attorney, and everyone's saying, like, at least the lawyers that I talk to or follow online, they said that Lex Wessner giving Epstein power of attorney was very strange because he's not his attorney, he's not family. He's like it was like very strange. I don't know. And Epstein used that power to like move property around and do all this and that. I don't know. I don't know. And then Denzel brings up a very good point. The plane's name was the Lolita Express. That's insane. The, like, what are you doing on the Lolita Express? Like, that's a big red flag by itself because maybe some people don't know what a Lolita is, but a Lolita is like a young girl that is very eager. You know what I mean? Am I crazy? Like, that's, I don't know. I found that very odd. Like, just imagine this scenario, okay? Um, I believe Trump said a few times that he rode on the Lolita Express because his plane broke down. So I'm just trying to like imagine this scenario. You're like, hey, Jeff, my plane broke down. Can I get on the Lolita Express? I need a ride on the Lolita Express. I don't know. That sounds crazy. It sounds super crazy to me that he would name his plane the Lolita Express and no one's like, what ifs? Um, I don't know. That's a crazy thing. All right. We're getting off topic here. I believe we got on stuff to try to fix things. All right. I'm gonna throw it out there. All right. Let's brainstorm, guys. How are we gonna fix this Epstein problem for Trump? I believe I said it earlier. It would be great if I was saying this since everybody seems to be getting paid except for us. One way to get people to stop talking about Epstein, STEMI checks. I'm telling you, the last time Donald Trump did stimulus checks, everybody loved Donald Trump that for at least a month or two. This will buy him a month at least. If he starts the conversation, let's go back. Let's see. Didn't you remember like what was this like 4 months ago? Doge said that they're going to be sending out the savings money, right? Do you guys remember this? Like literally, this was like 3 or 4 months ago. Doge, when that was the thing, when we were talking about Doge, um, they said that the money that they cut from all these programs, they were going to send a check, like a tax refund, basically, to the American people. If Trump pulled that out right now, he'll have a month of peace. A month. A month. Right? So, I mean, think about it. A STEMI check, it will no one's gonna be talking about Epstein anymore. I'll tell you that. So Donald Trump, Donnie, if you see this, STEMI checks will buy you a month. we want the what was it? It was like 3,000. I think they said like $3,000 per American. I think that's what they worked it out to. If he gave every American $3,000, one whole month, nobody's gonna be talking about Epstein anymore because the whole month they're gonna be talking about STEMI checks. Can we afford it? Where is this money gonna come from? Blah 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 blah. But no Epstein talk. See, I just solved this whole problem. Oh, actually, no, we just kicked it down the road. All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. Okay. Let's throw it out there. Supposedly, allegedly, this is just for fun. Okay, I got it. Donald Trump throws out a stimulus check. It buys him a month, right? During that month, they work with Ghislaine to make a list, and they just start locking up everybody. Mm, Oh, that's an idea. That's an idea. Okay, okay, I got it. Because think about this. Even if there is because there's no list. There's just like a bunch of stories here and there and whatnot. That's what I'm assuming what this looks like. But check this out. Ghislaine is the only one that is intimately involved. So she says, like, she could be the modern day McCarthy, right? During the Red Scare, where if he said that you're a commie, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. If McCarthy said that you were a commie, they just lock him up, right? Ghislaine, in a way, has that power right now. If she said, I saw, I don't know, let's throw out so Chuck Schumer. If I Ghislaine says, I saw Chuck Schumer in New Mexico. Chuck Schumer never went to the island. Chuck Schumer actually prefers to drive the long road to the New Mexico compound. Because think about this. The road to the New Mexico compound, the New Mexico ranch is in the middle of nowhere. So the whole way you're driving over there, you're thinking about what you're going to be doing, right? There's no to the what's the St. John, St. Bart's, whatever the island's called, Epstein's Island. It's a quick trip. You fly to, I believe, a small strip, and then they take the Lolita Express, and then they fly into the island. Whatever. It's very quick. Literally, like 20 minutes. You'll be on the island. You could be, doing whatever. You could be Stephen Hawkins on the island, on a jet ski. The New Mexico compound. I think there's a helicopter pad, but no, Chuck Schumer drives. That's just for my scenario. If Ghislaine Maxwell says she saw Chuck Schumer at the New Mexico place, boom. They're going to be asking Chuck Schumer a gajillion questions, right? Ghislaine's like, oh, you know what? I saw Bernie Sanders. And, like, she could say all kinds of crazy things. And the person that puts the other person on defense right away, because how are you really gonna fight against Ghislaine, the 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 human list person? You can't. It's really hard. Like, literally, she could just say anybody is on the list, and it's like the touch of death is on you, right? So this is where I'm going with this. If Donald Trump throws out a stimulus check, and of course, I know that we're not in the position to throw out stimulus checks. Our national debt is crazy right now. But just walk with me on my hypothetical here. He throws out a stimulus check. He just says that it's the $3,000 that Doge was supposed to give out to everybody from all the savings. Right? Everyone goes, "What? Really? Where did this money come from?" Yes, yes, everybody. It's actually the money that the government is stealing and taking from the tariffs, from the American companies. Like, we had a big account growing, yeah, and we're giving it back to the American people. Boom, buys them a whole month. During that month, they meet with Ghislaine. They talk with Ghislaine. You know what, Ghislaine? We don't like the way um, AOC has been rising lately. And Ghislaine's like, "What? AOC? Like, she's way too young. What are you guys talking about?" And they're like, "No, you say that AOC was one of the recruiters." Boom. You know? They'd be like, Chuck Schumer, boom. She could take them all out. And boom. And then there you go. Donald Trump is out of this Epstein thing. But I mean, I guess it doesn't solve the fact that uh, he's best buddies with him. I don't know. Oh, do. What else can we get going? Hmm, I don't know. It's late, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.